called in. He wanna voice his opinion real quick. Go ahead, brother Polight. You got the floor.
Oh, where we at? Where we at in conversation? I don't want to be too far off.
Oh, well, the deal is we talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, and do you support him or what's going on with that whole situation?
Of course, and I'm gonna support any black man who finds himself in that type of position. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot about white supremacy. I use a different terminology, but nonetheless, I understand what people mean to represent. And I just feel like personally, there's a lot of talk about banging on the beast, but what we do better than anything is bang on each other.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So without any further ado, I got brother Polight just called in, and he wanna voice his opinion real quick. Go ahead, brother Polight. You got the floor.
Oh, where we at? Where we at in conversation? I don't want to be too far off.
Oh, well, the deal is we talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, and do you support him or what's going on with that whole situation?
Of course, and I'm gonna support any black man who finds himself in that type of position. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot about white supremacy. I use a different terminology, but nonetheless, I understand what people mean to represent. And I just feel like personally, there's a lot of talk about banging on the beast, but what we do better than anything is bang on each other.
Right.
You know, if people got issues, and I mean, this may be a little cliche, it may even be a little ratchet. Well, yo, get open in the streets. And
Right.
there's a lot of talk about banging on the beast, but what we do better than anything is bang on each other.
Right.
You know, if people got issues, and
Before we continue, Shane TV East Watch. It's your host. You know who it is. Polight speaks about banging on each other, how we're supposed to be banging on the beast, but we spend too much time banging on each other. Now, first of all, Polight, you don't bang on the beast. So let's get that clear and make that clear and known to everyone that Polight does not bang on the, proverbial beast.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So for someone to have a comment about people or make a comment or a statement about people banging on the beast and you don't bang on the beast, that's, quite interesting. But it's the return of the Nisut, the illustrious Lima Bean, the Grand Epperset, impotent, and his backing of Umar Johnson. Now, why is this not surprising that Polight would come out backing Umar Johnson? Let's go over the facts. The facts that we have are this. There's an individual named Umar Johnson, or allegedly Umar Johnson. This individual has come to the black community and presented himself as something that he is now having to answer questions on not being. The same thing that, took place with Michael Noak to PayPal.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Brother Polight, or Nisut Lima Bean. Now, the Nisut Lima Bean feels that banging on the beast should be of paramount concern compared to Umar. But what he fails to mention to you is what is to be done about Umar.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Taking it to the streets, he says. That could mean anything. That phrase, that statement is ambiguous at best. What do we do once we get him in the street, Polight? Like what's supposed to happen next? I know you don't want people you owe money to catching your ass in the street.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
But what is supposed to happen to Umar? Nothing. He's a fucking liar if this isn't true. If this stuff is true about his degrees, the only reason that I am going out on a ledge here at Shane TV East Watch, the only reason that I am going out on a ledge and saying that Umar Johnson is indeed full of shit, because you would have long since put this to bed. There's no reason why you couldn't have done that.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I think when he went on that interview with Roland Martin, that was a perfect example of the perfect time to put all of this to rest. No, Roland Martin is not, he's not bigger than Michael Jordan, but he's known, especially in the circle that he runs in. So there would have been information that Umar could have put out on his show, and that shit could have had a long reach across our community. You could have walked on that man's show with your degrees. I'm sure Roland Martin was wondering why the fuck you didn't.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Because Roland Martin himself is a college graduate. And I'm sure he would have absolutely no problem in showing you his college degrees. And he's not even claiming to be a doctor. So it's not surprising that Polight would take the position that he takes. It's not surprising that the whole Sarnetta $15,000, now $25,000 award show deceptive team are taking the stance that they're taking with Umar, because they want you to feel that this shit is wrong. They want you to feel that asking logical questions like, hey, is your name such and such? If it isn't, what is it? If you are claiming to have a degree in something, can I see it? Things like, I fix debt in credit repair gurus. Do you have any success stories? Things like that are frowned upon by these people. Questions like that are frowned upon.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So being a person who is not a complete walking idiot, who does not walk around and just hand their credit card information away to anybody in the street, why would you do it to these niggas? A person who asks questions, if you go into a fucking car lot and you're looking at a car, you're going to ask questions about it. Why would the dealer be upset about you asking questions about something you're about to purchase from him?
Shame. Shame.
Unless
Shame.
he knows damn well that that car is a lemon, and he wants to do everything to avoid that conversation. He wants to avoid at all costs talking about whether the car was in an accident or not, whether the car needs major or minor repairs, etc. Why is he doing this? Because he just wants your fucking money. That's the same reason why these dudes want to present to you that you and your people are wrong for using common sense and reason in your everyday dealings.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And I'm sorry, Polight. I'm sorry, Sarnetta, and all the rest of you who fucking running around defending Umar's deception. I think that using common sense, logic, and reason should be of paramount concern in the black community, in the indigenous community, whatever term you want to use. We should not be shying away from asking questions. We immediately, I'm going to help people out. Warning flags. When people start saying shit like, well, you don't say nothing to the white man, that's a red flag. That's a warning flag that there's something nefarious going on with this person. There's some sneak shit, some slippery, slitheriness that's going on with this individual. Because they're trying to take your mind, they're trying to take your thoughts and your whole processing mechanism that you use personally. They're trying to take that shit and sway it so that you don't apply it to them. Like Polight, we should bang on this beast. I thought we banging on this beast. We all know that he openly defends white people at all costs and every turn.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
But when it comes to questioning you on something that should be easy to prove, now why you ain't banging on the beast? It's the same thing with Cynthia G. Every time she says something that people try to check and or correct, especially a man, what does she say? Well, white men are out here doing this and white men are doing that. But we see white women, police officers out here shooting and killing people. Why isn't Cynthia G banging on them? Why isn't she out here in the streets fighting and stopping these white bitches from destroying our community?
Shame. Shame.
Like she tells you to do.
Shame.
These are warning flags. This is why Shame TV is here. Shame TV is here so that you can now proceed to have the black people meeting, the gathering. Because when we see Polight step in the door, you're going to know we got to watch what we say when this nigga in here. We got to have another meeting without him. When you start seeing the Sarnettas of the world, you know, the winter soldiers out there in the woods of the world, you know, you know.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
We got to start recognizing that these people are really not here for our benefit, man. They're just here to line their pockets because being conscious and being awake and aware is not only trending right now, it's like turning into the new black way of life. It's turning into the new black way of life. All right. That metal nigga rap, nigga. That's how the Egyptians used to rap. 2,000, 20,000 years ago, the Egyptians was doing this shit.
trying to see if I can.
Becky is out there. She might be watching Polight. Yo, you hear me?
Yeah.
Becky is out there. She might be watching Polight. Yo, you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
All right, you're no longer there now. You mess on
Don't worry, I'm coming right back. I was trying to see if I can fix this volume a little more.
Shane TV East Watch, your host, Derek Jones. Also, Derek Jones Talks Live and the newly rebuilt Derek Jones Talks, which is now Shane TV too. Because I stomached a little bit of this video, which is why I'm going to make a short video, because I couldn't stomach much more of it. But here we have the typical players. Cavity, as you can see on your screen. And that filthy old man that you saw prior to seeing Cavity now on your screen. Sonetta. The problem that I'm having with these two today is the months and months and months of deflection. There's been deflecting and deflecting, and here we are, fresh out of training gate. We have the Becky scandal.
The real activists have to do the work. I have to be the watcher. That's my position, the watcher. But this is very sad in a lot of ways. And I would expect more out of Brother Polight. That's what I'm gonna say. I would expect more out of him due to the knowledge that he had. Because you can't revert to this when you actually had the knowledge. But let's go ahead and look at. All right, so Brother Polight posted this July 13th on Facebook. And he put hashtag, "Can Becky wear African attire?" He said, all right, I know you may not like the fact that she is a Playboy model. Fine. Now, no one knew anything about the woman. Nobody. So he made sure to put that out there. And it's been said how important it is to get back into African attire. Is it wrong to get the white woman in African attire? Will the black man get love for his influence? Or will you condemn him and call it treason to have Becky in African garb?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I'm going to support any black man who finds himself in that type of position. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot about white supremacy. I use a different terminology, but nonetheless, I understand what people mean to represent. And I just feel like, personally, there's a lot of talk about banging on the beast, but what we do better than anything is bang on each other, represent. And I just feel like, personally, there's a lot of talk about banging on the beast, but what we do better than anything is bang on each other.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
There's a lot of talk about banging on the beast, but it's not coming from you, Polight. So we know why Polight is backing Umar Johnson. It's called Keep Scam Alive. Okay? You gotta hashtag that shit. How about that? Keep scam alive. You know. Niggas wanna act like no one knows, or excuse me, everyone forgot all the shit that's going on. How is you gonna bring Polight out and ask him some shit about something? What the fuck is this? This nigga got his own trail of shit trailing behind him everywhere he goes. but his answers are telling. His words are telling. His responses are telling, because never does personal accountability come into play. Never does it. Is it, hey, you know what? This nigga's a scam artist. I don't give a fuck what happens to him, because he damn sure didn't give a fuck what was happening to you. I'm not an advocate for European-made jails and or prisons that judges and prosecutors have stock in. Not only they have stock in it, which means they have a reason financially to put you in there, as well as they're working together. They're colluding in there, pretending as though that, it's an adversary hearing. So it's all bullshit from them anyway. But at the same time, man, I don't want to hear shit from Polight about Umar, because obviously you're the same person. You engage in deception, and you use deception engaging people to help clear your name. Shame TV,
Shame.
East Watch,
Shame.
your host.
Shame.
You know who it is. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Oh, and if you have benefited in any way from this, study, please merely like, comment, share, and or subscribe. You don't have to give me money for it. Peace.